a seasoned leader whose expertise has shaped the trajectory of some of the most renowned automotive brands across the globe. Mr. Ajay Raghuvanshi.
So when you see doorman to chairman, dealership themselves, the owners of showrooms, actually start seeing the from the customer's eye.
One leadership trait you value the most?
Look, we have to change. 15 years back, situation was very different. 15 years back, forget EVs.
Throughout your career, you have focused heavily on customer satisfaction and building strong dealer networks.
Though the contribution of electric vehicle, especially say for passenger car or entire automotive, is still 6 to 8%, not very high.
Hello and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and today's episode promises to be one filled with deep insights and invaluable leadership lessons. Our distinguished guest today is a seasoned leader whose expertise has shaped the trajectory of some of the most renowned automotive brands across the globe. With over 3 decades of experience, Mr. Ajay Raghuvanshi has made a significant impact at companies like ŠKODA, Nissan, Hyundai, Tata Motors, and now Piaggio. His leadership spans multiple markets, including India and the Middle East, where he has consistently driven remarkable sales growth, business transformations, and customer satisfaction excellence. Currently serving as the Executive Vice President and Business Head for Piaggio two-wheelers operations in India, Mr. Raghuvanshi oversees a dynamic team working tirelessly to elevate the brand image, optimize dealers' network, and drive an annual turnover of 575 to 600 million Indian rupees. Mr. Raghuvanshi's career is a testament to strategic vision, operational excellence, and the ability to thrive in competitive, fast-paced industries. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome Mr. Ajay Raghuvanshi to the show today. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure is mine, and thank you very much, Sunny, for having me here. And I think that you've chosen a very, very important topic in life: excellence. Everybody wants to look for excellence, whether in your industry, film industry, our corporate industry, or business. Everyone wants to be in excellence and excellence and excellence. So I thank you for having me here. I'm very excited. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir, and looking forward to a great conversation ahead.
Same here.
So to start with, you have had an incredibly successful career working with some of the most and the biggest automotive brands in the world. If you could share your journey with us in simple terms, like from how you got started to where you are today, what would that story look like?
Thank you. First of all, I think let me devise this entire time really flies very fast. First of all, in our lives, so 3 decades it just looks like yesteryear. So I'm still there with them. As a youngster, knocking the doors of good companies, having passed out my MBA and looking for job. You see, when you are a youngster, you go for a job initial, and I'm talking about mid 90s. When those years, the pressure on finding a job and anxiety is very high, and you have to perform quickly. You have to perform. So I did the same, and at that time I was looking for a job. So after a job, I'll come back how the career actually frames in your mind. How the career takes a shape in your mind. So I was lucky to enter into an industry which was shaping very fast. Timekeeping device those days, Titan Industries, Titan Watches Limited was my first company to start with. And those days, Titan used to be top 10 India's marketing companies. Very innovative, very high in terms of marketing communication intelligence was very high. So I started my career with Titan watches, and then Titan watches, I moved to Whirlpool of India, and I was working in Pune only. Both two companies actually shaped my job into a thought process that I must strive hard for my career. And actually, these companies also taught me a lesson that I left the comfort home of my hometown and moved to different places, started meeting different places, different people in my span of business, and actually taught me that adaptability is the key learning. Those days, when you were a youngster, not even married, the fixed ideas are very strong because you're coming from the cocoon of your parental life. Oh, how this is possible. But when you start doing everything from yourself, then you realize everything is important, everything is possible. So adaptability actually taught me some lessons on earlier part of my careers. So that was my journey, especially when I was looking for the job. Then I certainly read few books on automotive, which was, of course, one of my dreams. That why not to be part of the automotive sales and marketing. Maruti, Hyundai, and Honda cars, and those days General Motors used to be the top brands in India, and so were like two wheelers, LML, Vespa, Bajaj, and Yamaha. Those were three top two wheeler brands. I was lucky to enter into LML Vespa. LML Vespa means those days LML Vespa was strong number two after Bajaj, and that started shaping my automotive career and journey. From LML Vespa I moved to Yamaha. I lived in India, I worked in India, I lived some time in Japan as well. Learned a lot how the gemba works. Japanese learning is amazing, how you can really be smart working for 24 hours yet you're not tired. So Yamaha, and then that was a time. Then again, there was a shift in career again. So I had a good opportunity working for Tata Motors, commercial vehicle division, which you have not mentioned. Only the Tata is also one of the great brands which I worked, and one of the best companies for your reference. One of the best companies in terms of the practices, the HR practices, and the planning point of view. It was great learning I had. From Tata Motors, I entered. You can say last 20 years, I entered Honda cars. That was again a very successful entry of, because I was dreaming to be back into to start working with car companies. So early 2000s, I joined Honda Cars. From Honda Car, my journey went into Hyundai. From Hyundai, I was heading the entire Nissan India operations. I was the one to change, and I was the one to also launch Datsun in India. Datsun was the brand, global brand, which was launched by us together with Mr. Carlos Ghosn coming to India. That was a global launch in 2014 in Kingdoms of Dream, Gurgaon. From there, I moved for international exposure, and I was there in Dubai, handling, except Saudi Arabia, I was handling all the Gulf markets. So again, the great learnings when you're working with different sets of mind, different uh, global style of working with everyone, like almost 29 nationalities I worked with there. And being in sales head part of Gulf countries again taught me big lessons. From there, I came back to India. I joined Škoda Volkswagen based out of Mumbai again, and that again taught me great lessons. And then for last two and a half years, I'm back with Italian giant Piaggio. Piaggio is the manufacturer for great brands like Vespa, Aprilia, Moto Guzzi, the Italian big MNC, and also in three-wheelers, EVs, and CVs with the brand name called Ape. So that's been my journey, and I'm really thankful to all my gurus and where I've learned. And basically, my success, I don't know whether I'm successful or not, but one thing always I change in my life is the mantra is always be adaptive. If you're not adaptive, if I was in Dubai and I was still expecting I must have my Indian food, no, I can have little bit Lebanese style of food. Why not to enjoy? Otherwise I'll be hungry, I'll be sleeping. So that mentality actually made me, take one step extra. That helped me in my life and still helping me in life. That's a quite a snapshot of my journey so far. Hope I was not very long.
What an incredible journey you had, Mr. Ajay, and that's such an honest way of putting it. The ups and downs really makes the story so much more inspiring also.
Exactly, ups and downs are important in life. If the line is flat, we all know, then you're dead. So
Absolutely, yes. Okay, so continuing our conversation, looking at the rapid evolution of the automotive sector, especially the electric two-wheelers and digitalization, overall, how do you think the role of sales and marketing is changing? And what strategies do you see as critical for brands to stay ahead in this transformation?
look, we have to change. 15 years back, situation was very different. 15 years back, forget EVs. First, let me say how the marketing communication was. Marketing communication was very expensive. It was mainly centralized towards print medium, mainly centralized towards big billboards. Now the communication and the reach was limited. You never had an idea when my customer or prospect go to see that, and when it's going to impact my business. End of the day, communication has to give you a business lead, and if the business lead is not converted to sales, then I think the ROI on marketing is not very positive. So it has changed. Now with the digital, things have really changed, especially in our industry. You see, I'll give you an example. If a car is delivered in showroom today, immediately what we had told during our working with our dealerships, you take a picture of delivery ceremony and you put it on Instagram and Facebook. The good practice travels globally in seconds. I mean, sitting in London, I can see, oh, Pune or Bombay or Delhi, how smartly these people are delivering a Nissan car. how smartly they're delivering a Skoda Volkswagen car, how smartly we are delivering a high-end CC bikes in India of Piaggio makes. So this has actually changed everything. So how it has changed in sales and marketing. One, the training is again very, very important. The manpower retention at dealership level, which we have been practicing a lot, is very, very keen, very, very important. You must know what the digital is. 20 years back, there was no digital marketing in the curriculums of MBS, especially. Now it is a very important course. You have almost 2 to 3 year degree courses on digital marketing. So this is evolved very fast because one, it is cost effective. Second, it reaches millions of your prospects in no time. Third, you can use it any reference of time. I mean, without anything. Versus 20-year example which I've given you. So a lot has changed, and this will further change. And coming back to your question on EVs, yes, things are changing. We as humans, we also want to have fresh air. You see the example of Delhi, what's happening, especially at certain time, the oxygen levels so bad. I mean, it's difficult to breathe. I mean, it's like smoking how many cigarettes. Things are changing. So all these diesel vehicles actually in Delhi, that's beyond a certain age they're banned. So this was important move. So what was a further move? So electric vehicles came, and this came globally. Electric vehicles, though the contribution of electric vehicle, especially say for passenger car or entire automotive, is still 6 to 8%, not very high. ICE vehicles, which is the internal combustion engines, they're still very, very strong, 90%. But even with ICE, people are working on emission norms. So you see, from Bharat Stage 4, we moved to Bharat Stage 6. And very happy that India is leading. We will soon, you will see Bharat Stage 7 coming. And India, I think, should be leading in these emission norms. So to protect our human being is very, very important. To protect our cities is very important. So EV advent was one of them. Now, not only EV, we are talking about the more pure fuels, ethanol E20 we are talking about. So the pollution is limited to the level. Idea is that we have to create this planet also, enjoy our life also, and make livable for everyone. So things have really changed, and this will continue this journey for another 20 years. And I'm very happy to state that India is now proudly number three as far as automotive contribution to the world is concerned. We have just defeated Japan. Japan was strongly number three after America, China, America now, and now India is number three. So this is the great example that how strongly 2047 we will become as a real emerging, not emerging, an emerged, strong, developed nation. So these are my views.
Absolutely, Mr. Raghuvanshi. And that scene you painted, from the print to the phone to the showroom to the software update, makes the shift feels immediate and unavoidable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, moving ahead, you have worked extensively in both India and the Middle East, two very different markets. What would you say are the biggest challenges when it comes to building a strong automotive brand in emerging markets? And how do you ensure the product resonates with local customers?
You see, look, now the customers are global. You can't differentiate. I am an Indian. I'm Middle Eastern. I'm an American. I'm a Chinese customer. Why we are global? Because technology have made us global. Why it has made us global? Because knowledge is now on the tips. Information is now on tips. Today, if I have to inquire about prospecting a car, say model X has been launched by BMW, for example. Unlike 20 years, someone would go to the showroom. If the showroom is not in the city, he would travel to the place where city the showroom is there, check on the car and prospects and go for a test time and come back. Time consuming, a lot of time it takes. Now everything is, I just go to the site, I just pick up the site and I just open the BMW site. I enter the model number. I see the card description. I enter there. I inquire there. And you would believe it. I mean, today's, without even visiting the showroom, I can be offered test ride at my place. COVID has taught all these things, not only cashless, now UPI India is leading, but you see, even humanless, there's nobody required that if I need a test drive, I have to just book a test drive. BMW, for example, 5 Series would reach at my doorstep. I can enjoy a proper test drive, and even entire transaction can be cashless and humanless. I can just apply on my loan if I'm going for a loan or cash delivery, and everything is given and delivered within, I think, 48 hours. So times have really changed. This is God evolution. So most important to be is, first of all, this we are all global. We are globally connected. We are global customers. And the second most important point is that the information companies are, it's not that the companies in Indonesia, China, Vietnam, or India or America are different. Same Nissan globally, they have to give the same experience and knowledge to our Indian customers like what they give it to Chinese customers. So things have actually moved. Now we have become all global under one platform. We are global customers. Information is the key, and technology has really changed. So this connectivity and digital marketing, what we speak about, things are really changing very fast. And if you ask me, emerging markets or maybe emerging markets, customer is global. The expectation of customer is same. However, in emerging markets where certain customers are more price sensitive, yes, we know that. So they look for always the value proposition of the product. I'm not saying Americans don't look for value proposition. They also haggle a lot. They also negotiate a lot. You can't give them a crap car. So are the Indians, which is maybe emerging on. It will become an emerged market shortly. So expectation of customer is right quality of product, very important. Price proposition has to be perfect, matching his wallet. Finance options nowadays have to be very quick because 60 to 70% two wheelers or four wheelers are under finance, retail finance. I mean, only 20, 25, 30% is through cash. So good kind of finance options, whether it's a State Bank of India or some private financer or NBFCs. This is again very important. So same thing I found working in Dubai. Same thing I found working in Dubai. However, depending on the local governance, for example, maybe Dubai, the finance options are there, but rate of interest is very small. In India, rate of interest is maybe 12, 13, 14%. Their rate of interest, depending on their side, it was very small. So finance was very easy. It can be if online. If I apply and if I'm eligible for finance, my documents are good, clear, I can get finance in 2 hours, 3 hours. Maybe in India it takes the actual time to apply, and getting the finance is around 2 to 3 days. So all these things are fine, but still, as I said, we are global customers. Expectation is very simple: price positioning, quality of product, good customer service, and good dealer network. All these things in automotive industry are very important, which makes the brand actually the one which customers go for. Otherwise, it's challenging. Any company you see in India or abroad, those who do not take care of the customers, they don't last for long. So the customers actually are the king to decide. And when, as I said, we are the global customers. Yeah.
Rightly said, Mr. Raghuvanshi. All right, so taking our conversation a step further, throughout your career, you have focused heavily on customer satisfaction and building strong dealer networks. What do you think is the secret to maintaining long-term customer loyalty in an industry that is constantly evolving and facing new competitions?
You see, as I said, automobile, or the ownership is longer duration. If somebody is buying a car in India, you expect him or her to have this car for at least 5 to 8 years or 10 years, depending on town to town. It's like, second, third big investment in India after home. We all know that, and it's become sort of not mobility. It's sort of necessity nowadays, especially in towns like big metro towns. So more important is the that I always, tell this story, doorman to chairman. Doorman to chairman means any dealership of that brand. If you take care of doorman to chairman as a policy, means when customer walks in to you, what he first sees in the facility, he will see the board. For example, this is a BMW board, nice showroom. Then he's going to talk to the humans. First human can be the person who opens the door, can be doorman, right? Then he enters inside. He finds the receptionist, humans, the salespeople, and the guys who give the demo on the car, a person who provides test drive on the car. And then you talk about the delivery ceremony. Then you go into the back office, your insurances, finances, and then you go to the workshop when the car is sold. During the entire journey, doorman to chairman, we actually practice in many companies through us. Of course, I was one of the part of the members who drive this. Doorman to chairman means we used to tell dealer partners, if you just take only 5 minutes throughout your day's time and talk to your employees that please take care of my customer, he's the one who's giving you the salary. He is the one, if you take care, he will take care of my revenue, your salary, and your homes for years to come. And that actually helped. So when you see doorman to chairman, dealership themselves, the owners of showrooms, actually start seeing the from the customer's eye. When I'm entering inside, is my showroom clean? When am I entering inside, is my doorman looking like the way I want to him, or he's wearing a chappals, for example? No. He should also be representative of the brand, no? When I'm entering inside, are my newspapers thrown here or there, or everything is in place? During my customer launch sitting area, do I have proper seating arrangement? All my refrigerated bottle, very basics. What customer expect today? Just a respect. Nobody wants to enjoy your water, cool water, but you want a respect. If somebody comes with the respect, sir, a glass of water for you, in a Bisleri or maybe a mineral water. That's it. That's enough. You've touched me. I don't want anything else. Or vice versa, somebody is not even asking you. You enter in a showroom of car, you and your wife, you're there, and people are so busy talking here and there. Nobody, what would be your impression? You will come out, saying that this brand is bad. Forget the dealership. And these brands don't survive for long. So the customer, that's what we said, doorman to chairman, if dealer practices. Because also be very mindful that in every town, you don't have only one dealer. You have multiple. So customers have choices. We are not in a seller's market, we are in buyer's market. So in like place like Bombay, maybe you'll find Hyundai 12, 13, 14 outlets, BMW 3 outlets, Mercedes 4 outlets. So if somebody is not treating me, he is only going to kill his future business forever. So these things are very important. Doorman to chairman, we really worked very hard. We start looking at how the customer journey is, what customer expectation is. So try to be in the shoes of customers. If you yourself, you and your wife in the shoes of customers, then tomorrow I think 90% problems are solved. Same way, talk to your employees. We told employees, please treat every customer like an old parents. When they walk in, what if your parents walk into your showroom in your workplace? What will happen to you? You will just stand up and you will give everything what you can give to them as a respect. So why not do the same with the customer? He's giving you salaries. This thing actually changed the mindset. The business mentality became more customer oriented. Dealers are more customer oriented, and actually the revenues have gone up. This is the philosophy which we actually drove it down and still going on in many companies. The brand which I said where I work, definitely one is the ŠKODA Volkswagen. We practice this very strongly, and customer satisfaction wise, this company was always top three. Then we did it very strongly with Hyundai, which is a mass product, but still we could manage good satisfaction level of customers, delightful customers, I must say. So these things we practice, and they actually paid very good prices. Very successfully we implemented that. This is the
That
way
was
we
really
drove.
insightful, Mr. Raghuvanshi. And that story makes loyalty feel less like a strategy and more like a living relationship.
Exactly, and that works. Strategies are always inside the boardrooms, you see. And boardrooms, what we discuss, I'm sorry to say, because I'm not 100% practical. You have to go to the Genba, and Genba, which I learned living in Japan and working with Japanese, Genba means on the floor. If you are on the floor, your boardroom mistakes will be only 1%. If you're always on the board, talking about the strategy of floor without experience, 90% chances you will fail. So always be on the floor, get the pulse, what the market says, be in touch with your customers, stakeholders, employees on a, if not daily, at least 2 times a week. Communication is must. What is the feedback? What is the trend? How many EVs people want? I'm still manufacturing ICE, but market says I want EV. What will happen one day? Crash. So communication and feedback, these things are very, very much staying with the pulse of the customers.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Raghuvanshi. All right, so let's forget about the boardroom, the strategies for now, and because it's time for our rapid fire round. Quick
Sure,
questions, quick answers, just instinctive answers, whatever comes to mind first, right?
sure. Go ahead.
So, uh, tea or coffee?
Both are old now, so I enjoy buttermilk nowadays.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Uh, well, early bird is better nowadays, still for me, getting for my yoga classes. Yes.
Okay. One leadership trait you value the most?
I spoke about empathy. If I'm not in your shoes, I will never be successful. That's my mantra.
Absolutely. A book or resource that has had the biggest impact on your career?
So yes, as I gave a lot of examples of Japanese management. So Akio Morita-san, which who was Sony Corporation chairman. And that was that the Made in Japan. Actually, I still read it. I must have gone through this book 10, 15, 11 times. So yes, how the Sony Corporation and how the mindset actually changed Japanese management style really, really worked a lot for me.
Okay. One buzzword you'd like to ban forever.
Religion-based politics, I hate. I don't like all these politics which is religion-based. We are humans. We love each other. We love all. We have a respect for all religions.
Nice. The most challenging market you have worked in.
Nothing is challenging. As I give you example, everything is interesting. Make things interesting, things will change. I've also, as I said, I worked with great leader like Mr. Carlos Ghosn, and he was the. I'll just take a minute to explain his ideology. Whenever we would speak to him, and he was the one who changed the Nissan turnaround, Nissan Renault turnaround in 1999, which was a loss-making company to a most profitable brands. He would say always one thing: whenever you see a problem, divide that problem into 20 parts. So when you divide this much big problem in your mind into 20 parts, you will see one part is so small, then your eyes will say, this is the problem? No, throw it out. And you have a solution. So there's nothing or no problem. So always make it interesting. Nothing is challenging life itself. Otherwise, if it's challenging, nothing is challenging. I believe in that.
Absolutely. That's a leader's ideology. Great. Mentor who shaped your leadership style.
So, Mr. Ravi Kant, he was he was ex vice chairman Tata Motors and ex managing director. He touched me with three brands ideology. One, of course, LML Vespa, though I worked very short time with him. Then Titan watches also. He was the one who shaped the entire ideology from timekeeping device to a fashion device strategy of marketing. And of course, Tata Motors, we all know in 98, 99, when he joined as a vice president, Tata Motor was the highest loss-making private sector company in India, 500 crores if I'm right with my numbers. And he turned around today, Tata Motor is a global giant with JLR and all these big brands with them. So Mr. Ravikant.
The best career advice you have ever received.
When I was in Dubai, one of my Lebanese senior managing director told me once, I don't know whether it's a joke or not, but he was saying, Ajay, you got to be sharp. It resonates still to today because there's no limitation of being sharp.
Right?
Every morning when you get up, when your pencil needs sharpening, you need to sharp to make it more effective. So that still resonates, and I keep telling my employees also, guys, be sharp, be intelligent, be sharp, be smart. So be sharp. I still enjoy.
Okay. If you weren't in the automotive industry, what would you be doing?
I think I was running. I would have been running my food business.
Okay. Unexpected.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a foodie?
I'm a foodie and I love cooking and all sorts of cooking. When I was in Dubai, I learned whenever I would travel to Japan, I learned their sushis and their uh, many such cuisines. So I love watching and trying my hand onto that. But I'm not a bad cook. 90% I can say I'm a good cook.
Okay. All right. Last question of the rapid fire round. Your go-to strategy for unwinding after a hectic work day.
Hectic work day. I think I when I'm alone, I'm living alone, not with my family. I just go listen to my good music, uh, good movie, good book, and also make some dish of my choice, which actually de-stresses me completely. Make it simple life. Don't complicate your life at all.
Right. Absolutely. So it was fun knowing the personal side of Mr. Ajay Raghuvanshi apart from a professional.
Thank you.
All right. So talking about the challenges that the industry faces, Mr. Raghuvanshi, the rise of electric vehicles, that is EVs, has been a major shift in the automotive industry, but it hasn't been without its challenges, right? So recently there was an investigation into three EV manufacturers in India accused of fraudulent claiming, government subsidies worth 35 crores by misrepresenting production and sales figures. So, given your experience in the industry, what's your perspective on how these kinds of issues impact the growth and credibility of the EV sector? And what can companies do to ensure transparency and compliance in such a rapidly evolving space?
So this is definitely a no-go. I mean, this is not good at all. You see, when India 5 years back, 6 years, 4 years back, when we were talking about the EV evolution in India, whether cars or two-wheelers, government was always helpful, and they came up with some subsidies, which is called FAME subsidies, to support the EV evolution. And that FAME subsidy was to be passed to customer. End of the day, for example, I'll give you example. If my 3 years back, if my electric two wheeler was 1,20,000 rupees, so government's FAME subsidies was such that this would have been made possible at 1,10,000 rupees. So 15,000 rupees was offered on that. So this had to go to where? This had to go to the customer. So the customer, more customers and customers, they come and they enjoy the benefit of riding an EV. So this was for customers. And if the news, what you also read and what we have also seen, if anybody does this and for the own interest, do you think such brands can survive? I don't think so. Nobody is going to survive. So look, this is not a matchstick business. That today I just send one matchstick box and then wind up tomorrow and go. No, automotive business is a credible business, is a trustworthy business. As I said, in India or maybe in emerging markets or even in emerged markets also, everybody wants to own this. Everybody own this. Everybody keeps it for at least 5 to 6 to 7 years. So during the entire cycle, if I come to know that I'm cheated, I'm riding this bike of X brand, and I've been cheated, I've not been given my subsidies, or they have taken my subsidies, eaten away. What would be my impression? What would I be talking? The entire industry works on WAM, word of mouth. Like digital, I explained to you today, the automotive, very important mantra. Again, I must tell you, the 3 R's are very important in this entire automotive journey. 3 R's means that the customer is happy, he's going to refer me out. R number one, referrals. He's going to say, my dear friend Sunny, I went to this brand, BMW, fantastic cars, and their teams are also good. They treated me like king. I'm very happy, and my services are fantastic. So I'm referring you. I'm referring to my friend, and you definitely would be first recalling next time is BMW dealer X. Once I refer, the second is repurchase. Repurchase means, okay, my second car also, I will go to the same dealership, same brand, most likely. Yeah. And third is the revisit. Revisit means I continue giving business to that workshop, and then parts business, and of course, again, going for new mini has been launched, so I can go there. So 3 R's work only when you are very strong taking care of customers. So what will happen when this kind of news comes to us that this brand has taken the fame subsidy and eaten and etc. So I think in automotive world you can't survive. As I said, you are not selling a matchbox. Yeah, it's not selling a matchstick, or you're not selling a cigarette. Today you sell it and tomorrow you go off. No, the brands will stay. All the big brands you see, all the companies you see, 100 years, 120 years, 50 years, they build this legacy on what? Trust, transparency, quality. These are the words which is very, very important in automotive industry. And somebody looking for a very short term gain like this, they will not survive. So I think governance needs to step up uh, compliances strongly against such kind of practices, and should not be cheated. Customers should not be cheated. That should not be happening. Should be stopped. That's my version.
Rightly said, Mr. Raghuvanshi. And what hits me is your point that enforcement is painful but necessary. It separates the builders from the opportunists.
Exactly.
All right. So that brings us to the last question of the podcast, Mr. Raghuvanshi. You have been deeply engaged with Directors Institute. So can you share what inspired you to get involved with the institute in the first place, and how has your involvement there shaped your perspective on modern governance and leadership in today's fast evolving business world?
So I think, Sunny, what I told you during my entire last 30 minutes conversation, boardroom example I gave you and the Genba example I gave you.
Yeah.
So you see, if I'm choosing this program, or I'm nominating myself, that means with my kind of different varied experience of to not only India, abroad, and meeting several people, meeting so many dealers, working with so many brands, getting in touch with so many people, that means somewhere I was in touch. My pulse was, I was in touch with the market. And that's why I said, maybe tomorrow in the boardrooms, if somebody is just investing money, not taking a right decision without knowing the customer, where is the customer is, that can go wrong. So I think with this kind of learning and experiences and backgrounds, what I have to offer, if I join a board tomorrow where I have to offer a very practical strategy, which is Genba strategy, means on the floor strategy. So both combinations, definitely success would be chances, as I said, would be 95%. Else, success chances, if you just create a boardroom strategy. For example, I'm sitting in the boardroom, okay, fine, let's invest $100, $200 there, $300, without knowing what my customer, what my base, what my practicalities, how my dealers would be, what my product would be, what my positioning would be, what my communication would be. I have a strong chance that entire boardroom strategy would go for a fail or a toss. So if somebody, at least, I'm not saying taking any pride in anything on my side, but at least whatever knowledge and contribution I have gained over 3 decades plus, if I can join any board and contribute successfully to their strategies, which are executable, the strategy has to be one which can be implemented and one can be measured. One is implementation, second, you have to measure it. If you can't measure it, you can't correct it. If you can't correct, your chances of failure would be very high. These are the factors, these are reasons. With my experience, I thought maybe it's the right program for me, and happy to be part of this DI.
Mr. Raghuvanshi, I really appreciate how you framed your involvement as a transformation, not just as a title, and that honesty is rare.
Thank you very much, Sunny.
All right,
Appreciate your time with me.
yeah, so that is all for now. And Mr. Raghuvanshi, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. From your incredible journey in the automotive industry to your insights on leadership, governance, and future of mobility, our listeners, our viewers have gained so much valuable perspective. So thank you for sharing your experience so openly and for giving us a peek into the mind of a true industry leader.
Thank you, same here, Sunny. Thank you for having me here as well. I enjoyed conversing with you, and I hope anytime I'm available further to discuss more about my experience, I'm available. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And to our audience, we hope you found this conversation as inspiring and insightful as we did. Keep learning, stay curious, and don't forget every journey, like Mr. Raghuvanshi's, starts with that first step. Until next time, this is Sunny Pancholi signing off from FaceTime with Leaders. Stay driven, stay inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.